morning, Estella. Good morning, Dee Dee in Maryland. How is everybody doing this morning? Share this out. Talk for a minute about rationality. Being rational. Being rational. I think that's a problem. We need to have more of it. We need a sociological and psychological revolution, as I heard Peterson put it. He had a good little quote posted a minute ago. We need to build a world on wisdom, and we need to build a world on more rationality. And in my opinion, we need to stop destroying the world on emotion. That's what I kind of think. That is what I kind of think. So I think we're going to have more of an open discussion thing. I'm just going to look at comments and roll through it. What is being rational? Faded music. Is that what it is, Dee Dee? I don't know. I like it. You see no notification 2 days. Yeah, Ekam. Good morning, Mays. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Muhammad, David, Christine, Sharon, Terry, Muhammad, Cheryl, Robert. All right, shared and invited. Thank you, Lori, for being a share. Laura, Cheryl, Jasmine. What was that? Deborah apologized the other day. She said, I can't share your videos no more because people don't. My friends aren't listening. I just wanted, Deborah, you think my friends are listening? I mean, I have a lot of, I don't know what you call it. I should call them friends online. They kind of listen, but I don't really do this to listen. I don't really do it because people listen. I don't do it because my friends and family want to see it. I do it because I don't really have a choice. I don't have a choice. I'm an adult, and that's the requirement. So I don't really care that they don't listen or watch. That's on them. They got to deal with whatever that takes everything. I got to deal with. I'm the one that's got to sleep at night with me. So I think we need more global conversation on real issues and less nonsense in the news. Like the news is reactionary. It's just put things out there to get people to react, to drive their whole day, to drive their lives. And I'm not interested in that. I don't want to be driven. I don't want to be driven. I don't want to be driven by anything. Like I can't even watch the news right now. I want to watch it, but I'm very uninformed when it comes to what they want me to be thinking about. I live my own life. I have no interest in being driven around like a little puppet by the media and what they want me to think about for the day or talk about. No interest in that. Good morning. Good morning. So you share anyway, Lori? Well, thank you. I certainly appreciate it. That's what I do. When I watch the live streamers I watch, I pretty much trust them to a point where I know they're going to give the real view how they see it. And I share it immediately. I go watch Chris or Claudia or Ty. I don't want to mess anybody up. Brother John, watching John yesterday. They had a great discussion yesterday. They were going back and forth. I don't think they agreed in the end. Well, they agreed. I think in the end they basically agreed on we got to make some changes. It was basically a discussion around contract law, which is the thing. And I actually agree with both of them. The brother who was talking, his point was everything's contract. It doesn't really matter if you have a constitution and bill of rights that was suspended anyway, so don't even worry about that. Democrats nor Republicans believe anything in it, and the Supreme Court is not following it at all. They're following corporations. But I agree with one of them. I mean, I posted it yesterday, but I want to watch it. Brother John, his point was, listen, I'm not your puppet. I'm not your species. I'm not your creature. You don't own me. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I believe in the Constitution. Another brother's point, well, we have contract law, right? We have commercial law. We have the contract. Well, I guess somebody correct that. I don't want to really talk about that. It was just a good discussion I mentioned. Is that effectively, what was it, in 19? I keep messing the dates up. I asked it yesterday and they posted it. Was it 1913, 1932, whatever. The federal government decided that it wasn't working. And they needed to sell their citizens to get money. And what they basically did is they created convenient ways for people to consent to giving up the Constitution and their Bill of Rights and created commercial contracts. And And so in that way, that when you get a driver's license, your social security number, you're no longer really under the Constitution, that you're under commercial law. And that's why there is no Bill of Rights. That's why all the laws the Democrats and the Republicans write are completely unconstitutional from top to bottom, because we're literally giving up consent. And they were both right. They were both right. I believe, like I said, one brother's right, because if you consent to not having a constitution and a Bill of Rights, they can write any laws they want to write, and that's what we consent. That's what they consented. Well, they orchestrated the environment for us to consent to not having a constitution. That's why the laws just rape, kill, pillage, destroy. They got a police state. They just don't care. And then Brother John's point was, I don't really care. I'm not a part of your system. And I agree with both of them. Anyway, how's everybody doing this one? I agree with both of them. I'm obstinate. I'm not into your authority stuff. I'm not into that nonsense. I don't want to be owned. I have no interest in anyone owning me. But from a legal perspective, I get it. Contract law. So that's what they're talking about. What I want to talk about today is rational thought versus emotional. Wise. I like this picture. We got to become thinking monkeys. We got to become wise monkeys. The problem with learning, the problem with evolving, the problem with becoming wise, it means you got to be wrong. People don't like to be wrong. Where's YouTube at? YouTube was in here. I'm going to start off with a comment by Peter Joseph, and I'm going to find my YouTube comments.
We have to assess this. We have to figure out exactly what we have. And then we have to generate a system, a logical system of distributing these resources in a way that actually makes sense with respect to natural law. What I mean by that, we have decision-making processes through industry that's based entirely on the motivation of money. So you have to make something. You're looking at numbers and cost efficiency. You're relating to industries. You're going to use things based only on your cost efficiency and the patterns you need. That's not the way a real economy would work. Real economy would take resources that we have and assess them for their scientific relevance, assess them for what they're actually supposed to do, what their highest efficacy is.
But who does the assessment?
The assessment is done by reason. And this is something that people hate it when I say it, because they think that somebody in some round table in some Soviet circle is going to make all the decisions for all the world. One of the great psychological revolutions, great sociological revolutions that has to occur if we intend to survive on this planet is we have to stop delegating decision-making to people and delegating decision-making to a process of rational thought and logic. We intend to survive on this planet is we have to stop psychological revolutions that has to occur if we intend to survive on this planet is we have to stop delegating decision-making to people and delegating decision-making to a process of rational thought and logic.
We have to stop delegating decision-making to people, sellouts, representative leaders, and start delegating decision-making to rational thought and processes. Why? Because people they all have a price. They all can be purchased. Well, Brother Walter's over there attacking him. I saw that post. He's going on the burners, boy. He's out there. I don't know what. I was laughing at a post. Someone posted, they always keep tagging me in Bernie stuff. And I think Brother Walter he was like, no one has taken any more money from the military-industrial complex, I guess it was 2016 or whatever it was, than Bernie Sanders. And I was just like, ooh, I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I know he's taking some money, and I know he votes for most wars, which is what his voters have no idea about. They don't know about it. They don't want to see it. They're in that emotional zone. In fact, let me show you something. That's a good example. I'd love to go through examples of emotional versus rational. Wise, where's that kind of term? Right here we go. Here we go. Rational mind. Aspects of the rational mind, aspects of the wise mind, and aspects of the emotional mind. Where do you land on that chart? The emotional mind. Reason and logical thinking is difficult. It's just difficult. You don't want to do it. It's too hard. You don't do your homework. Means you got to think. Means you got to decide things against what you want to do. Make you feel sad to do the right thing. Uses only emotion to make decisions. It's very reactionary. Watches the news, flips out. You're told to be upset about this. You're told to love this, hate this, cry about that, whine about this. Do nothing about it. Just react it. Let somebody else do it. Use your emotions. Let me see. Uses core psychological needs. But it's a real thing though. Like, I don't want to put down emotions, right? Because emotions are real. You got the rational mind on the other side. I kind of fall on the rational mind. mind. I'm not in the emotional mind. But it is a thing of stimulus. So it kind of depends on what's going on or what the stimuli is. But for the vast majority of time, I think I fall in the rational. I want to be in the wise area, but I think I'm more rational. Like it approaches knowledge intellectually, right? It thinks logically and uses past experiences. It learns from its failures, right? It uses facts and research and planning. It's very, very focused. And I think I tend to be over there, but also it tends to be a little cold. It tends to be a little cold. I don't want to be as cold as I am. But once again, depends on the stimuli. Depends on what it is, right? I see pictures of kids being murdered in Yemen by Democrats and Republicans in Germany and Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump and Obama. It bothers me. I get a little more emotional. I don't act emotional. I think there's an evolutionary thing. Like, nothing wrong with getting emotional. But acting emotional, that's the problem. Right? When you act on it, then you're not doing a rational act or a wise act. And wise is in the middle. That's where I'd love to be with the more of the stimulus I get. And I'm not necessarily there, so I got work to do and I'm working on it. It's intuitive thinking, right? So it's accepting that emotions are real. We live in a world with emotions. Real things happen. They cause problems and people get emotional. You accept that, but we got to work together with the people who are emotional. So use more wisdom than cold, hard, rational thinking, right? And that's why I kind of want to be more in that zone. Arrangement and balance between rational and emotional. Right? We got to be balanced. To evolve, we got to move forward. We got to be a lot more balanced. We got to be realistic about the fact that emotions are real. People are going to be emotional depending on the stimuli, but we also have to be rational in our activity and our actions. Living mindfully, right? Mindfully. I think that's where we need to land. We need to land best we can in that wise space because we're often probably too much rational, too much emotional. If I could add one more category, I think we got the stupid mind too. I think we just had a dumb, stupid, ridiculous mind too. We got that too. That's the American mindset. It's not the American side mindset in terms of the people, but in terms of the government and what they do. I want to kind of have a rational discussion. Rational, that's how my mind works. But with the emotions, with the emotional, like recognizing the emotional. Then come up with wise acts. And that's why I like Peter Joseph. I post a lot of this stuff because his brother's a very wise thinker. He's thought about these things and moving forward. And we need to create a new world. Good morning. Good morning. So mostly I'm going to try to stay up with y'all in the comments. Spit that out. I'm done. I'm running my mouth for about a week now. Shut up. I think I'm just going to look at comments, read through comments. But I think that's where we got to go in terms of building a world that works for everybody because we can do it. They lie to you and they tell you can't. We can. We just choose not to because we're more emotional, fighting somebody else up from other poor people instead of people who model the system and flip the model, ignore, the ups from within. Good morning, Citizen Deb. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Brother Kevin, good morning, good morning. Let me see. And Cedar over there, good morning. Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? I don't even know who Virginia Woolf is, Cedar. Who is that? Who's that? Is that one of the leaders? Is that a weeder? I don't know if it's a weeder. I don't follow the weeders. I know the real popular ones my friends won't let me get away from. The weeders. Good morning, Brother Ted. Bofon said, oh, Lord, here we go. All right, I'm not going there. You and that ogre, man. What's wrong with you? We need a balance of all states of mind. Right, Cheryl. Because they're all different states of mind, right? And probably the state of our mind and the stimuli that drive it are probably based in our experiences. It's probably based in where we were born. It's probably based in the horrors that we experience. So they're all very real things, but we want to be balanced, right? And that's why I kind of like that wise part. It's like accepting the real. And there are probably other types of mind, right? Other states of mind. That's how we build a world that works for everybody as opposed to building a world that works for me and me getting enough people behind me to force my vision of the world on everybody else who may or may not like it. Good morning, Ivana. What else we got? I think Americans and Canadians do not want to face the reality that only one revolution will affect the change we need the people. Right. Well, you know what, right, Dee and I'm going with you on that. It's about fixing people, right? If we fix people, we can fix the system. But as long as we don't fix people, there's no way of fixing the system. The people are too damn emotional. They're too damn irrational. We got the irrational mind too. And that's how you fix things, is you have to bring everybody in the conversation and be empathetic to who they are, even the emotional mind and the rational mind, people like me, and kind of come up with wise decisions and moving forward. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Somebody wants to marry me. I don't think you want to do that. I don't think. You know what? I'm kind of out the game, to be honest with you. I'm just right now. I'm just like watching. I'm a little, I'm not jaded. I think if those things happen, I don't think people should like try to make them happen. Like they go out these dating websites, try to find people, and say, I'm ready for love. It's like, no, I don't know that you know that you're ready for love. I think people get lonely, they just want to be with somebody. And there's a lot of control mechanisms. I'm not talking about me. We ain't talking about that. I don't like control. And right now, the model of American marriage is not something, not something I'm so interested in. All right, let's keep going. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Afraid of Big Bad Wolf. Is a play by Edward Albee. Okay, thank you, Brother David. I don't remember that play. I don't think we saw that play in the public education school system I went to. Do you think the environment being out of a balance affects our personal balance? Absolutely, Susan. Absolutely. Right. Everything is environment and atmosphere. Everything is stimulus. If you're in a country and the air's being poisoned, the water's being poisoned, the food's being poisoned, you're gonna have some trouble. Those heavy metals and the poison toxins get in your blood and your body's responding, you're not feeling good. You live in a country that literally patent mind control, where all these devices, they can change your emotions. I was looking further into that patent the other day and how they use it. I guess it's like a little device smaller than a credit card they can actually put in computers and laptops and phones to change your emotions and make you emotional. That's why I was thinking yesterday in terms of mind controls, that there was a patent for this and this was decades ago. Do you really think a government doesn't want to make emotional people? Hell yeah, it wants to make people more emotional. And to me, that's the only example I have in terms of the idea I have that why people are just so emotional. People I grew up my whole life, rational, wise thinkers, great people. Now they're just off in stupid-ridiculous land. And I don't think it's their fault. These devices are controlling people. Absolutely. The environment controls that because your body reacts to the environment. And I think the reactions that are happening, the government loves because people are busy fighting each other and not changing the model. Good morning, Ross. Traumatized minds love dramas to feel normal when it isn't nowhere near it. Disney World versus Natural Gardens. Absolutely. Absolutely. Traumatized minds love dramas to feel normal. They do. But that's why we love the country music. We love the sad music. We love the blues when we're feeling sad. Absolutely. Good morning, Brother Anthony. Mass meditation to calm the minds. Proof there is peace. Yes, Dee, that was a real study and that really happened. We do control the physical world with our minds. And I think people should think about that. People should be meditating, should be focusing. Nope, nobody wants to marry me. Stop that. Y'all have no idea. No, tried that. Drove the woman crazy. No, I ain't doing that again. I love people too much to marry people. I love y'all. I can't marry nobody. I'm ruining good women out there. I'm not gonna do that. I'm way too rational. I'm over here because it tends to be. It's not always right, but men are more rational. Women tend to be emotional, and I can go way on that rational side. It's like, I drove one person crazy with that. I don't need to drive nobody else crazy with that. Care about people too much for that. Let me see. Louise, good morning. What y'all? Oh, come on, stop it. Stop. The soil is jacked. Yes, Edie, the soil is jacked. Yes, it is. But, all the phosphates. Oh, yeah, and it's not just the phosphates. It's all types of different chemicals in the water, the pesticides and the chemicals and what they're spraying out of these airplanes and the aluminum with everything else is falling. The soil is jacked. That's why none of the food is healthy and the people are so sick. It's because they don't have any real soil to grow in. They're growing in poo and clay. And you don't get healthy crops out of poo and clay, but you get just enough to make a lot of money. Big agriculture, when agribiz came into effect, they broke farming. They totally destroyed it. They aren't growing plants, they're growing chemical monsters. There's a DNA, whoa, stop, whoa, hey, I don't even want to know. Let's change the topic. bodies and state of mind is being poisoned. Yes, they are, sure, absolutely. And we have to be cognizant of that. Like, I think we have to be cognizant of the fact that our families and friends that are acting crazy, they're not really crazy. We grew up with these people. They're good people. They're scared and they're emotional. They might be being controlled by these devices, not just by the dummies on them, but the actual patents and the electromagnetic waves within them. Gotta grow own gardens, create your own compost and share. Yes, Dee Dee, and you can, soil's fixable like people. You can fix the soil, you can fix the people. How do you fix the soil? Compost tea. Compost, you get the microbiology back in the soil. How do you fix the human? Flora and fauna, fresh food, healthy things, the things that the human being needs to bounce back to its natural state. Healthy flora and fauna, gut brain, it's not drenched in chemicals and all types of crap. So you can fix the soil, you can fix the human. And once you fix the soil, it grows healthy crops. When you fix the human, you can build a healthy model for the world. Good analogy, love it. Let me see. Control is embedded in the English language. It's the best understood. It's best to understand and understand. When you greet someone, is wishing them hello, a positive thing. Oh, Anthony, I thought I saw something about that. And I thought there's something about the word hello in the English language where, yeah, it is a very, very, very new language, and some of the deeper meanings in these words, like what they got me now, they got me studying Thoth. I'm studying Hermes Trismegistus. Who was that? Sister Jessica and Crystal and a couple others like posted on that, and so I'm kind of reading him. So he was one of the contemporaries before Abraham and Moses, and he was kind of like the founder of like the principles of like the natural law and Christianity and Muslims. Like it all came from that. Like all of those religions are based in philosophies that came from him. So I'm looking into that, and like we have DNA, memory, and sound and vibration have meaning, and if we spent most of our time speaking different languages on this planet from lost ancient civilizations, and now you got American or English words that resonate the same way those words do. And so I think that's where you're going. I don't know, maybe. Sounds plausible. Blues is all about overcoming. It is about overcoming, Kevin, right? And it's about having feelings with other people, knowing other people feel the same. And I love blues too. When I got the blues. When I got the blues, I'm like, oh no, I don't think I can't do the B.B. King and Lucinda Williams when I'm not feeling blue. Most days I feel red. I feel bright some days, most days. I don't want to, I say the blues for other people. You should control your own soil. It's okay. AMD, take care of your neighborhood. Rinse, repeat worldwide. Absolutely, Dee Dee. Great analogy. Control your own soil. Control what goes in your soil. Control the news you watch. Control the politicians you follow and believe in. Control the people around you. Absolutely. Good morning to Neil. How are you doing this morning? Christine lies. Press in the left/right box we are put into are creating hysteria. Yes, Christine, and they're supposed to, right? Like that's how it works. If you can put people in a box, you can own them, you can control them, you can make them emotional, you can. I like what Peter Joseph just said a minute ago. Why do people need a round table? Why do they need a round table of leaders to model the world and control it? We don't need people deciding things for us anymore. We just need rational processes and thought. Good example. If it murders people, then you can't. If it buries children under rubble, whatever that thing is, you can't use. Because you keep using these tools that kill people. And so we can have a society that's based in processes that model that. You can't have a government that allows your people to die if they have a lack of anything, right? Starving kids. I think if we have very simple belief systems and processes, things that most people agree on, let that go. And then when people think of things and they come up with these bright ideas, these moron politicians, well, we're gonna go blow up a country and get some oil. Now is it gonna kill children? Then you can't do that. That's it's banned. You can't even get there. Our mind tends to reinforce patterns that we are familiar with, regardless of how dysfunctional and unhealthy they might be. Absolutely, Beaufont, which is why it's so critical that you brainwash yourself. You control what washing is going in. as opposed to letting other people do that. And it's all about environment. It's about what you see most. Where you, and one of the screws though on that boat is where you work. Right? If you work around people who are just stupid ridiculous, it is psychologically impossible that you don't take up no stupidiciously. Stupidiciously word? I don't think stupidiciously is a word. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I know where you're going. It's about environment. Your friends come. You will become like your friends. If you run around here with this left-right nonsense hysteria, you eventually will give in. Eventually, they will beat you down. That's why I don't know where they go. We're having a party. It's a left party. It's a right party. You can expect me to stay at home and watch Netflix. I am not going. I don't want whatever's infecting you, infecting me. This is in your smartphones and some of that mind control technology I don't even want to be around. Yes, topsoil depletion. Absolutely. We need to topsoil. We need to top off the humans. Was over on YouTube for a few minutes. Yeah, over on YouTube. Let me see. Kia on YouTube said something. Daniel Santiago, same here on Maui. Have had a white mold for a couple years now. Okay, Kia, thank you for crossing, talking back and forth. But I missed the original comment. South American farm food can be contaminated with feces in the soil it was grown in. Absolutely it can be. Absolutely can be. But they go too far with it, Anthony. Like, you're supposed to have some fecal matter, but it's supposed to be broken down. Like, that's the whole purpose of the plant. Creates a seed, sugary coating, so we eat it, walk 50 miles and poop it out in a little pile of poop. Not a tanker full of liquefied goo poo that's just anaerobic. That's not something to grow plants in. You're better off being. Oh, come on. Let's stay off of that. Let me get down with you. Brother Ron is in the house. Your own desires, wants, fears, and cravings are driving us. Where we go, get in touch with them, then decide on where you might get in touch with them, and then decide on where you might want to go instead. Absolutely, get in touch, brother Ron. Like, pull it back in, and be of thought, be more rational, be less emotional. Think about where you want to go. Perhaps have your actions in the past got you to where you want to be, and if not, then you got to make a change. Especially as your government got you to where you want to be. If not, you need to make a change. And the majority of people around you are cheering war criminals that murdered 5 million people since 9/11. That's how you know it's time for a change. That's how you know. I was looking at John McAfee. I guess he ran in 2016. He's running in 2020. First of all, I'm not a voter anymore. I'm done with that. I'm done. I've murdered enough people with my votes. I'm not murdering no more people with my votes. But it's interesting, his platform. His platform is basically he wants to be elected and he wants to completely wipe out all laws. I was like, oh, you stop playing my emotions. Somebody tagged me in that. Yeah, you play my emotions. You start talking that sexy talk. Ooh. Getting rid of all the laws, reinstating a status of freedom. Oh no, you got me on the anarchy. Anarchy is not a negative thing. It is a positive thing. Most families are anarchy, and you go home to Thanksgiving, the worst that y'all get into is bad discussions over beats. So, but yeah, I'm kind of a collapser, but he has some interesting points. He's an interesting guy. If you really look into him, he married his hooker. I hate races, but he's a dude with white fur, and he met a woman with black fur, and they got married, but she was a hooker, and he married her, and he says he does drugs, he's been to prison, he's seen the worst of the system, but he's been on top because he ran McAfee antivirus, so he's seen a lot of the lies the government's always talking about that they're not going into the system, so he's seen the inside. He's a little nutty. I won't vote for nobody, but damn it, if y'all gonna vote, please vote for the crazy people. Vote. Don't vote for anybody that seems rational, because they're not rational. They're actually pretending that way for television. I'm just vote for find a homeless person, find a stay-at-home mom. If that's your thing, voting's your thing. Find the most regular person, the most boring person you can find. Do not vote for anybody that's in the current system. Everybody in the current system is a sellout. They're all killers. They're all war criminals. They all need to be in prisons, not in offices designing how the world goes. Brother Walter is right. right on that. We disagree on other things, but he's right about that. Brother Robert, good morning. Looking for Americans to go to France and support the Yellow Vest. That's a good thing, Robert. Be careful, though. Be careful. You're America and France. They might extradite you. They might grab you and throw some. That's a big word. I don't know what that means. I'm looking for Americans to put on yellow vests here who aren't fixing the roads. I see yellow vests all day, Robert. But they're fixing the roads. They're like, yeah, brothers. And they're like, huh? Drive slow, slow down. But good thing, Robert. I saw you down in your video. Awesome. All right, let me move down way up. Birthday's coming. Yes, it is, Christine. I'm going to try to hit as many comments as I can this morning. I'm going to go really fast. Good morning, Jennifer. Dee Dee. Let me see. My Norwegian grandpa died from chemical spraying on his field. Oh, died. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, we've been poisoning people. That's what big agriculture does. When you put money on something, you break it. When you add that in there, and when money, and Peter Joseph just said that in a minute ago in the quote. If the system is based in money, money makes a decision. And that's not even debatable, right? If the system's based in money, profit makes the decisions. And profit tells the people in control what to do. And that's what it does. Let me see. I'm going to a town hall to get me a permit to catch rainwater. That's what I need. Is that legal to do, sissy? I thought they got rid of that. I thought that's illegal now. You can't collect rainwater. The government owns the rain. No, don't come to America. But if you come to America, understand this. You can't collect rainwater. The government owns the rain. They own the rain. Damn it. I can see in about 5 years or so, they're going to say they own the oxygen. They own the rain. They own the land. The Americans own no land. They pay taxes on all of it. Americans own nothing. And they own the rain. Next thing, they're going to take the air. We're going to be walking through government air. They're going to put meters on us. The more air you push, the more you got to pay them because you're displacing air. And this is where it goes to. Y'all laugh it, but I think it could happen. I think it totally could happen when you have the dummies on this side fighting the dummies on that side and not the system that's making them all dumb. The corporations can do anything they want because nobody's watching the corporations and they love this system. They absolutely love it. The bourgeoisie, the oligarchs, whatever you want to call them, they're doing great in the system because nobody's changing them out and nobody's watching them. They're all fighting each other. Good morning. Good morning. People still coming in. Let me see. The battle for the soul of America is being fought in the streets of France. Who will join? Well, you know what, Robert? But wait a minute. Now, if France gets their country back, they're going to get their country back. I don't think that's got anything to do with America. Like America, the oligarchs ain't going to let go of America. France might get their freedom. They might actually get to have say in their government again. But Americans, they don't want say in their government. Americans just want to beat the other side. That's all. They want to beat the hell out the other side so they go to the vending office. And the oligarchs and the big corporations that run America don't give two damns what France does. You know, they don't follow France. They follow money. They follow themselves. That's the bottom line is the way I see it. France can become the greatest country on the earth and Americans will still be slaves. And if they act up, they'll be shot and thrown in prison. When our blue planet heals, we will no longer be on it. And that's a possibility, Ivana. That is a plausible outcome. It's a possible outcome, but we can't let that get us down. We have to keep fighting a good fight. We just got to keep moving forward, keep saying what's true, and hopefully, if we got what it takes, if we got enough of that non-monkey DNA, that 2%, if 2% of that DNA is evolved enough that we can come together before we destroy everything that we need to live, then we get to make it. You see, the white mold is on my collard greens. Is it? Is it raining a lot down there? Let me see. Nothing ate it for a year and a half until the other day. Something took big bites all over it. I don't know what. Well, Kia, you can put one of those garden cameras out there to see what's going on. We get into a garden discussion. I can talk about that all day. That's not gonna save the world. That's it. People probably ain't gonna save the world. But the climate is changing. I'm not a climate changer. I'm not one that's yelling climate change. I look at it like I look at everything else. But the climate's changing. The crops will figure it out. It's the human beings that can't figure it out. The crops will figure out how to fight the mold. The human beings will not learn how to tread water for 1,000 years. They're just not going to do it. And we're not using technology to help them do it or build a ship to do it. We're building mansions with gated communities. So Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump and Barack Obama, and Macron and Putin, so they'll all be safe away from us. Everybody's voting to keep that. The rainwater may affect the toxic. So unless you have a primo filter, it's best you don't. So the rainwater may in fact be toxic. Oh yeah. Oh, Miss T, I'm sorry, I couldn't even read that. My eyes are jacked up now. Yeah. Well, if the clouds are poison and what's coming out the back of the airplanes are poison, and the smog is in the air, then yeah, putting your mouth and going like that's a real bad idea, and that's what the crops do all day. That's why I like growing in greenhouses. I like the whole greenhouse approach. I always have a little greenhouse. I used to have a big one. I have a big one now. I have little ones. Township and bastards. They're like, your greenhouse is too damn big. I was like, listen, I'm trying to save the world. They didn't care. It's in America. You don't get to put up a structure for growing food if you want to. It's not a free country. I found that if I rinse off the garden after rain, it does much better. And then also look and see if there's a variety that's mold resistant, a variety that grows in a more moist environment. Like as the climate changes, I forgot what was that, cabbage that can't grow in that moist environment, they're going to migrate south to where there's less water. Those are the ones that make it. The ones that are growing in climates that can't survive, they'll either flip genetics for the next generation, save the seeds from that one, they may have it. If not, it's not supposed to grow there. Always want to grow what does well in your climate and in your gardens, like a human being. If you find out the environment for the human being is not good for the human being, then you don't want to grow humans there. Find out America is creating mental illness, it's manufacturing outrage, it's making children that rather join gangs, children that would want to kill themselves than live here. Oh man, I got a discussion yesterday. I got to say something. I got a discussion yesterday. Kind of hurt my heart a little bit. We had to get down into the whole, my beliefs, and oh, there go Brother Walter. Brother Walter had me laughing this morning. Bernie Sanders takes the most war money than anybody else. You had me laughing, brother. I want to see the link for that. That's funny. I believe you. Because that's what they'll do. They'll take the biggest person who votes for almost all the wars, takes the most money, and they'll be like, he doesn't take any money. He's anti-war. And people will run for it because they get the emotional. They play them rock and roll music or this and that. They get some superstars from Hollywood, and everybody run with it. No, the discussion I had was, it was a little girl. But she wasn't. She was in her 30s. That's young. She tried to commit suicide because her parents didn't want to accept her because her parents were super conservative, and she liked women. I guess am I allowed to use the word gay? Is that what we're saying still? I don't know. That's what she was. She wasn't straight. She was the other straight, because I don't think there's a such thing as crooked. And it bothered me. She said, because they were my friends and they were going to visit her in the hospital. They were her aunt and uncle. They were trying to talk to her parents, and her parents were just like, no, you need to stop liking women. You need to start liking men. And I was just like, man, I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to tell them. Somehow the discussion came down to the whole WWJD. I just said, half the time when I get in these discussions with people who are conservative, I just always ask, what did Jesus do? I've said it a million times if you haven't heard it. Everything that happens today happened in Jesus' day. Absolutely everything. And if you are a Christian and you want to be Christ-like, if you think the conservatives are loosely related to Christ and not a cult, then all you got to do is ask, what did Jesus do? You don't have to ask, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do is fake news. They invented that so they could lie in Jesus' mouth. That's why they did that. All you got to ask is, what did Jesus do? And so what did Jesus do about homosexuals? Nothing. Interesting. So you want to be Christ-like. And Jesus didn't go to Caesar and say, we need laws to stop them from getting married. Jesus didn't go and chastise them. Jesus didn't do anything but love them like he loved everybody else. If you actually want to be Christ-like, but outside of the fact that you can apply that to any situation, and it's how you know your pastor and your minister actually is following Christ, or you're just following them. You're actually going to a church and not a satanic temple. Can't serve two masters. But if you're cultivating children that would rather die, that would rather drink poison and die, If that doesn't get a parent to just really question the soil that they're growing their children in, really question their methodologies in life, really question if it's actually a God they serve and not a demon. Anytime you have a child that wants to commit suicide by the house you made for it, there's either something wrong inside that child's brain that's environmental, the chemical caused by your government or corporations of what you feed them. But probably most times it's the environment you made for them. And I think that was the discussion we got into. Anyway, she was excited. She wanted to run back and talk to her conservative sister-in-law, from that perspective. She said, all you got to do is ask, what did Jesus do? That's who you're following. If not, you're just following your pastor, your minister, and they might be one of these priests that's diddling the little kids. Never know who people are. Always look at people's actions. Never trust their words. Always look at the actions. Hey, something strange happened. I put a post on, and a friend who passed away last year liked it. That's creepy. Oh, what happens, Christine? Yeah, it's a little bit. But no, what happens is the family, they get the passwords and they go in. So that might be what's going on. Maybe they were just out there in the wrong account. Then again, it may be something else. But I believe in ghosts, so who knows? I believe there's just multiple dimensional creatures, and I believe in string theory and the multiverse, and all of that makes plausible sense to me. He's right. Bernie took 400,000. Uh-oh, here they come. You watch the Bernie numbers go away. They're going to leave. They don't want to see that. Nope, because Bernie is anti-war. He's nutritious and delicious. He didn't take any money from murdering children. Yeah, he did, just like everybody else. That's why his sister needs to fall and be burned up in hell where it belongs. He took $400,000 for the military industrial complex in 2016. OpenSecrets.org. For half. He took $500,000 from the war. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Ooh. Yeah. I know people don't want to see it. And this is where we get back. They want to be on the emotional side. It's like it doesn't have to be rational. I hate Trump. And maybe they don't like Clinton. Then that emotions kick in. Well, Bernie's the only option. So I'm going to run for the killer warmonger. The war criminal. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Glenn. Let me see. The parents need to back the hell out of an adult's decisions. Yes, Lori, and that's the problem. We got a lot of adults, a lot of children in adult costumes. If you don't know how to cultivate an environment that doesn't invoke a child to wrath, and there's a scripture that actually says that, Lori, something about the fathers invoking their children to wrath. If you can't raise a child in an environment where they're not invoked to that, then you're doing something wrong. You're a child. You need somebody to be raising you. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Never hurt the children. The only people Jesus ever condemned were the people using money in the temple. That's it, Susan. And they flipped the script, didn't they? They flipped the church flip. The false churches, they flipped the script. They changed the religion. So now the banks are good. They all got bank accounts. The church got a bank account. The church taking loans. The church does investments. Yes, you got church with investment clubs now. So now the church does all the banking. They're like little investment bankers. And they offend everybody. They chastise everybody. Go after everybody. Try to get laws to do everything. They do the exact opposite of what Christ did. And that's why I'm out of the game. That's why I just sit back. I don't want any affiliations with modern Christians because the vast majority, just like the Bible said, are going to hell because the vast majority do not know them. It's a social club. It's unfortunate, but that's real talk. I committed my life to Christ and loving people who don't like me, which is what Christ did. I'm not allowed to sit here and lie to you. That's your pastor. Go to your pastor, your minister. They'll lie to you. They'll tell you nice things, how nice of a person you are, how war doesn't murder God's children. They'll do that. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to love Muslims like there's no love. I'm here to love the atheists, love homosexual, love everybody. Why? Because the God that I believe in made them all perfect. They're all perfect. The only one that's not perfect is me. The only one I need to work on is me. I don't need to work on them. I need to work on me. And that doesn't seem to fit with any church message I've heard in many decades. And so I don't really have much of an interest. Let me see. Better question would be, who would Jesus? Yeah, we asked that question the other day, Miss T. We know when Christ comes back, what's going to happen. It's going to be a whole lot of people with crosses. That just, there's going to be a whole lot of ash piles with little crosses on there. You know, the little church hats, all that. They got the gestures and insignias and all that stuff. You have a whole bunch of people with Bibles, with notes and highlights and all of this, just burnt in ashes, just gone, because they never knew. They don't know. They don't know, and they don't want to know. They don't know Christ, and they don't want to know Christ. They just want you to think that they know Christ, so you will agree with anything they say. And that's the same thing in politics. They just want you to know you're a Democrat. I'm a Democrat. Let's get together, Democrat friends. I trust you. You trust me. Believe everything I say. You know, vote for me. And that's all it is. They use these labels to get people to worship them and follow them. All I just see are golden calves. They just keep getting these calves, making gold bull altars, and off to worshiping them. And that's why I can't pick a side. Let me see. Alien plants have infiltrated all areas. Is the bottom line. Yeah, they have, and they're going to keep infiltrating because the alien, as the climate shifts, which it always shifts, the plants that are alien to that environment are going to move right in. That's what they're supposed to do, and the ones that grew there are supposed to move right out. Let me see. The word lie is in believe. Ooh, go on, Verna. Drop a lot. Yeah, it is. Sure is. I had to look at the spelling of it. I don't know how to spell it. Like, yeah, lie right in there. Yeah, right. That's it right there. Let me see. First day of Creepy Joe running, and he's already leading. Let the lies begin. Yeah, Yvonne, it's gonna be a rough one, y'all. Hold on to your belt buckle. It's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a mess. These people are nuts and crazy, and it's all time for the lies to start. And I'm just gonna sit back. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna troll everybody. That's gonna be my job. I'm gonna sit back and troll everybody. I'm just, you murder children. You murdered children. You took that money. You're lying about this. Here's a video about you lying. You voted for war. You voted for this. You that. Nope. That's a lie. And people don't want to hear it. They'll all get delisted. But that's my job. That's what I'm gonna do. There's good parking spaces down at the Walmart. That's what I heard. Never shop at Walmart, sister. Never do that. Yeah, they're killers. Let me see. Never mistake my weakness for kindness. No. Never mistake my kindness for weakness is what Lori's saying. Yeah, well, we're supposed to be kind, supposed to love people, and they can mistake it for weakness all they want, Lori. Let them. It's a good thing. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to just go with the fake news. They're like, yeah, that Gerard guy always talking about love. He's weak. He's work. Yeah, I just keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. Oh, he's a loving guy. He doesn't know how to shoot an AK-47. Yeah, keep thinking that. You know, let people be. You know, let your enemy, Lori, always confuse who you are. That's one of the greatest strategies. Let them be drowned in their ignorance and hubris. Just keep loving people. Keep being kind to people. You know, our force and aggression are only used against the real problems, the root problems. And poor people ain't it. I have no interest in using what I know against poor people, using my intellect, anything I got, against my own house. That is our house. 7 billion. Poor people, rich people, sick people, mentally ill people, and most of the mentally ill people are rich people. So it's the model that needs to change. Anyone that still thinks voting matters hasn't been paying attention. No, Kia, they don't want to pay attention. They don't want to pay attention. You know how it goes. I know you're sick of politics. I know you're my one like, hey, politics! They don't want to know because it's the only thing they know. It's just pull the lever. That's it. Pull the lever. Because that's how I was indoctrinated. That's what I was taught. And I believe in a protest vote. I think that it's time that people protest the system. You don't protest the system by voting. You protest a murder system that kills and murders children regularly, happily, apathetically, and indifferently all damn day by not supporting. That's how you do it. Yes, sure, love is strength. Absolute love is strength. Vulnerable is a brave stance. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you can pull them right in. If they see the vulnerability, let them walk right into it. And then you show them. And then you show them that there's a real tiger in there. Let me see. Love all and fear none. And fear is the problem, isn't it, Mark? That's why we're here. That's what built the world. It's fear. Fear the others. That's what built this psychopathically sick world is fear. You're not supposed to fear anything. Don't fear anything. Don't fear anything. There's actually a scripture that says that too. It says the only thing you're supposed to fear is God, which I think that might be kind of fake news. I don't think God really wants you to fear him or her, whatever it might be. But the whole point is you can't have any fear. The moment you have fear, you're controllable. Right? The moment the lionesses are fearful of something, the cubs get eaten. The minute the Americans are fearful of something, the oligarchs eat their kids. And that's exactly what's happening. The oligarchs are licking their lips. Because the Americans are scared of each other. I spent most of my life fighting for the underdog and protecting. And that's what we're supposed to do, isn't it, Debbie? We're supposed to, once you're big and strong, you're supposed to fight for who's small and weak. You're not supposed to beat them around, rob them, loot them, steal from them, colonize their country, and murder their people. That's what we do. That's what cowards do. That's what the Pentagon does all damn day. People clap for it. They clap over here. They clap for it, Debbie. They just sit there like, oh, it's a good thing to do. Beat up the weak. Yes, go get them. Go get him. Trump beat the weak up. Go get him. Obama beat up the weak. Just beat him. Steal. Oh yes, steal him. Think about it like in terms of like a you go to an old folks home, right? Go to old folks home. We take some like WWF wrestlers. We take some Ultimate Fighters. Name. I hate saying the name because people get upset when I say it. You know, and you ever see people sitting around cheering and clapping for the strong nation to beat up and kill the weak one? Like you ever see people standing around clapping for some big biker looking dude, some big thug life dude with tattoos up his neck, beating the hell out of some little toddler, and it's funny. Like, yeah, that's good, get that oil, get the oil. Yeah, that's just bad people, get the bad people. And that's what I see when I see it. That's why I think the whole thing should collapse and burn in hell. Let the climate shift. Let the poles do what they need to. Flip this earth over and wash all of this evil away. Let something else give it a try. We failed. I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm fine with two things. We grow the hell up. We act like we're stewards of the planet, which is each other. We can't be a steward of the planet by murdering people. We're a steward of the planet because people are a part of the planet. Or we just let it all go to hell. I'm fine with either one. Either one will make me smile, make me laugh a lot. But staying the course, continuing along this psychopathic route, I'm not interested in that. Instead of counting your blessings, give some away. Exactly, Vernon. Ooh, go on with it. People count their blessings and stick it in the bank account. Nah, count your blessings and give it away. Especially if there's starving people right down the street and everybody got some of them. Anyone heard of the CNN town hall meeting with Marianne Williamson, POTUS candidate? Yeah, Ron, I heard of it. Where Brother Kevin at? I know he gonna jump in. He likes Marianne Williamson. I mean, she says some positive things, Ron. The system's not positive. The system has no positivity mechanisms, right? This system is based on death and destruction, and you can put anybody you want who's nice and kind and friendly, and it'll eat them up. It'll eat them up, chew them up, burn them up, spit them out. And that's just how the system works. I mean, you'd have to replace everybody all at once. Presidents have no power. Doesn't matter if she wins. If she wins, she's going to murder people like every single president's required to. We have a problem. Like Brother Ron, yesterday we were listening to the guy who said it. And he said very logical. He said every president's surrounded by a couple hundred people who make up some of the most powerful interests in the world who don't take no for an answer. So it doesn't really matter who you put in. You know, you put them in, they're going to do the same thing. We have a systematic problem. We need to attack the system at the systematic level, and the politicians can't do that. They'll never do that. They're not allowed to do that. They're paid to do the exact opposite. They're paid to talk about it. They study people. They know what to say, and they're paid to do the exact opposite. And that's just, I've seen that my whole life, Brother Ron. I've seen it my whole life. You know, tired of being played by it. Let me see. I'm shy, so I rely on you to plant the seeds, and I love you. Well, I love you too, sissy. Plant the seeds, girl. Let me see. I have heard when a country has low voter turnouts, the citizens are comfortable. I like the low voter turnouts, Rebecca, because it reminds the system, it lets them know that we don't believe in it. When they got high voter turnouts, then they get the psychopath corporations that run everything, they go further and further with things because they know people still believe and people are still apathetically okay agreeing with all the death. But when you get a low voter turnout, it makes them question, maybe we need to slow down. Maybe we've started too many wars. We got to keep the people believing. Maybe we've been murdering people too long. Maybe we're letting too many people starve. And I think that's one of the positive effects that can come out of a very low voter turnout is obviously the people getting tired. When people get tired, that's when change will come. But as long as the people are just fighting each other for the biscuit, no change will come. Love and let Jesus walk beside you. Don't fear him, walk beside him. Yeah, Jesus taught the most positive things. Whether you believe, you don't have to be a Christian or a believer in Christ to look at what he said and say, no, that makes sense. Love people. Just do that. Let me see. Get the sticks out your own eye. Exactly, sissy. People got to get the sticks out their own eye. The idea that we should fear God is ludicrous. That's controlling people with fear. Fearing God makes no sense. And that alone turned me away from religion. God is love. God is love. Absolutely, Tammy. And I agree with that. Because, if you think about it, think about it from like a parental perspective. Like if God is your father, would your father actually say, I need you to fear me? Brimstone and fire. Oh, your father say that, you need to run away. You need to get that stick. You know how we get the Tammy, get the stick in the bag. put your SpaghettiOs in there, get you some cereal, get you some of that Tricks and Fruity Pebbles and maybe a banana or something to drink, tie it to the end of that stick and get the hell out of there. That is not your father. Fathers don't say fear. That's what I'm saying, but people, the hard discussion to have over religion is getting people to accept, Tammy, that these religions were started long, or the scriptures that started these religions go way back before killers and kings. And that's why I'm looking at Hermes Trismegistus. Some people say he was Merlin, but they call him Thoth, Hermes, and one of the Egyptian gods. But that a lot of his philosophies are just whittled all throughout all the scriptures. There's always an earlier root that people don't go back to, but later on they add in all these different scriptures and ideas and philosophies that erode the root-based principles of love people, look out for people, and balance, and cause and effect, and things like that. So, and besides the fact his name is Trismegistus, he's great is the way they put it. He's try. And this is where possibly the Christians got the three. Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, the Trinity, but people don't like that. It's safer for them to just sit right in the religion that was given to them by their parents and all the dogma and tradition and the social club. And even when it becomes a cult that's cheering war and devastation and complete defiance of God, they'll stick with it because they're comfortable with it. People like to have friends. Pay it forward. Yes, exactly. Kia said, pay it forward. Always pay it forward. Pay it forward to the next generation. You can't take it with you. Ancient painting had the alleged magi in Syrian garb. All right. Sounds interesting, Miss T. Yes. And let go of your ego. Yes, sissy. Let it go. Egos have no place in maturity. Moving forward and developing a new world. Give. Yes, look out for other people. Don't let people starve and die. It's not called socialism. It's called not letting people die. It's called taking care of your neighbors, taking care of people. Let me see. I've always tried to live life by my favorite parable, Good Samaritan. I got stabbed saving a pregnant woman when I was 25. I can honestly say I do put my life on the line to help others. Debbie, we all do. We all should. If you're willing to step in and step up for somebody else and not have any fear, this planet will, and I don't think it takes a large portion of the population. I think a very small portion of the population actually stood up for other people and did some of those things that some of these ancient worship people did, the world would look totally different. But most people walk around as cowards in fear. Let somebody else do it. Somebody else's turn. I'm working on my retirement. I can't help other people. The clinic manager runs her off every day. Wow, sounds like Lori, that's something a clinic manager should not be doing. Let me see. I've gotten involved in situations where a man besides me did nothing. But Debbie, men are cowards too. In fact, most men are cowards. That's a real story. most men are cowards. Are most women cowards? Probably so. That we are a coward species right now. We are really lost in ignorance. We are starved of wisdom. Let me see. We are poor caretakers, even at our best. Only one family on earth. Living and the dead are on the other side. Very common view at one time. And well, yeah, and that's why I keep going back to Mark, the fact that we're all family. We're all family. And we just need to act like we're family. We actually start acting like we're family, a decent family. Some families are a little jacked up. We're a jacked up family. You really accept that there is no Russia, there's no China, there's no Germany, there's no Africa. They're just your distant family. That's all they are. When people grow up to that level, good things will happen. It sucks. I don't care for angry gods. Well, Lord, I don't think any of the gods are angry. I think it was the little G gods that got angry. I don't think the big G gods, I don't think they dwelled in the things that we struggle with, right? I don't think they have the same, if they have the same problems we have, then it can't be a god. That's why I'm saying that people let a lot of manisms be written into their religions. These people are trying to FaceTime again. Conrad and Maul keep popping up. What the hell's going on? Oh, I don't know, man. Let me see. Turtles all the way down. Let me see. Give the homeless all the time. They're all my tribe. They all your tribe, sissy. All of them. Every last one of them. Never let somebody be persecuted because of where they're born. Never let them be oppressed. Never let them starve because they look different. They were born different. Everything is just a birth lottery. Drop different people in different places and letting them become a side effect of our apathetic society is a really, really bad idea. Because every now and then it'll make them a psychopath and they turn around and murder a bunch of people and then we're mad at them because we didn't take care of them to begin with. Those that want you to worship angry gods really want you to worship them as if they were God. Well, that's true, Beaufont, and they use it that way, right? Because they tell you God is angry and God is angry at you because you didn't tithe. God is angry at you because you didn't bring your kids to Bible study. God is angry at you. You were just backslidden. Backslidden, that's the word. They used to use that in church all the time. You're backslidden. I'm saying like the whole church didn't backslid, then the whole church is but Paul said it too. The whole church didn't went to the water slide, just jumped on the water slide, and they all just backsliding while saying their members are backsliding because God is angry because they didn't do something. It's just control mechanism. Anytime someone tries to control you, just go back to free will. The big G God came up with this free will thing. Everybody has free will, and anyone who's trying to take that will from you, they are not representing anything that's a big G God. They're following little G gods. Trying to find a way to pay it forward every day gives purpose and thanks for life. Yes, it does, and it fixes somebody else's day too, Carolyn. You make other people happy, they spread that happy. You're spreading happy and positivity around this world. We won't have the problems we have. No fear of one another. No, can't have no fear of one another. Let me get the last word to get out of here. Don't let them divide us up. Don't let them divide us up. You can say that all day, sissy. Say it all day. We're going to end on that one. Don't let them divide us up. Anytime you're dividable, you're conquerable. It's the oldest trick in the book. Oldest trick in the book. Every day I get on here and I say it. If you have a pride, if you have a tribe, if you have a group that you're affiliated with, you will be in conflict with somebody else. It is a guarantee. They're all control structures. People, they come up with these names to control you. Whatever you think that your group is, and it's there for your benefit, no, it's a social club and to make you feel safe because you're fearful to be an independent and on your own. And when people get rid of that cowardly feel to be, they need to be affiliated with a group instead of just being an individual, being a part of a 7 billion family, then people won't be dividable. When they're not dividable, then corporations can't farm them. Politicians can't control them. They actually can live sovereign lives and things will go how they're supposed to, which is why everybody got free will to begin with. So this world will go the way it's supposed to, not being controlled by 100 or so people. Screw the system, Eula. Yep, let it fall. We divide ourselves at last. Yeah, Debbie, they divide us and we divide ourselves. That's true. We got to take some personal accountability. It's not just they divide us up, we divide us up because we think we're better than other people. That's how it goes. I'm better than you. My skin is this than yours, and my hair is this than yours, and my people did this, yours didn't, and I came from here and you didn't. I'm better. I just sit, look at all, I'm just like, y'all know that you disguise in pride and narcissism, right? Like, are you seeing this? That's why Peter Jones would say we need a psychological revolution, because they're disguised in some sort of mental condition and narcissism and something they call pride. You know, it's like ethnic pride. No, you need to be proud of every ethnicity, because every ethnicity you're related to. They're all your relatives. All right. That's it. I got to get going. We got a last comment. I didn't read anything from Megs. Megs just came. I think we need a database of address for everyone. That's probably a good thing, Megs. I'd be scared to put that out anyway. We done got the CIA, the FBI. You'll never know who any of these people are. They're watching. I'm going to get them in trouble, and I'm going to get a promotion for getting somebody. I'm going to get them. I don't know. I'd be scared to put that out there, but the reality is that, yeah, this stuff ain't going to last. You don't have people's email addresses. If you're not attached to other websites, all of this media stuff is temporary. It's all being controlled by the same people. When they're done with people not wanting to be divided up and controlled for profit and control anymore, then they're going to turn that stuff off. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just a business plan. You can divide up the human race into nice little segments and morsels that you can control, then you can make a lot of money. If you can't divide people up, you won't. I love calling myself Maverick because I refuse to be tied down to one opinion or view. Yeah, I'm a Maverick too, Debbie, and sometimes I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I shift and change my mind. Find the loopholes. You see, they have them. We have to. Absolutely. Love and light, fam. Have a fantastic day. Thank you, Tennille. You have a wonderful day yourself. I got to get going. Listen, love and light to you good people. Try to be rational. Try to be rational. And that was the whole point of the conversation. We need to become rational thinking monkeys. There's rational, there's emotional, and there's wise. Me, I judge myself all the time. And I know I'm way too far in the rational category. I need to come back more to the wise side by looking at the fact that emotions are real and not be so stone cold, but also I have to look at the stimuli I have based on my experiences, because in certain situations I can be emotional. Other situations I can be overly rational. We need to try to land in that wise space. So I'm working on that in me. Hopefully you guys are self-critiquing yourself and looking at how we can become a more wise group of 7,098% monkeys. Bonobo monkeys that took part in the matriarchal side, not just the patriarchal side, instead of just chimps. All right, I gotta get going. Listen, love y'all to death. This is Gerard. I am out of here. Y'all have a wonderful day. I think it's Thursday all day today. Be good to one another.